Focus Crew, welcome back to another FPL video. Today we're going to be looking at predicted lineups ready for game week 1. We are getting so close now to the start of the season. Before we do get into it, please do smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get 10 likes on this video as usual. Right, let's get into it. So first up we have Arsenal, and obviously their first fixture is Nottingham Forest at home. They've got Ramsdale in goal as a key man, which makes me laugh only because we are linked with David Raya. He really wants the move, and obviously a lot of discussion around him replacing Ramsdale. I don't think that's going to happen straight away, let's be real people. It's definitely going to take time. He'd have to work his way in. So I think Ramsdale's fine, spot on there. I like that Ben White is the right back. He overlaps and links well with Bukayo Saka. Obviously we've got Jurrien Timber coming into rotation, but that is only squad depth, and that only enables Arteta to rest players as well. But I think Ben White definitely should start. And then Saliba and Gabriel in there at centre-back. Saliba obviously was missed last season hugely, so it's great to have him back. And Zinchenko obviously offers so much more at that left-back position, cutting down the left-hand side and making all them triangular connections. He offers a lot more avenues and pathways to pass the ball for Arsenal's attack. Then we've got Odegaard, Rice and Havertz. New boy's Rice, new boy Havertz, but pre-season Havertz has been doing okay. I expect him to keep that. And then Saka up there with Martinelli flanking Nketiah, because obviously Gabriel Jesus is injured. So at 8 million you'd have to lower down a lot to Nketiah. I'm not quite sure whether we can rely on Nketiah fully yet. I do think he will get goals, but would he get as many as what Jesus got? That is the question mark. Could Ollie Watkins get more in that respect? But the season will tell us that. But that pretty much sums up Arsenal's predicted lineup. Right, let's go on to Aston Villa next. So next up, Unai Emery's Aston Villa. Newcastle away in the first fixture. Tough fixture, but they did play in a 3-3 draw in pre-season, so it could be more goals coming, or will both sides be a bit more wary and try and tighten up ship. Martinez in goal as a key man, that makes sense. Cash as a regular, 4.5, bombing down that side, overlapping, scoring goals, doing well. Budget enabler, dream. Mings and Pau Torres, who played for Villarreal and won the Europa League with Emery. Digne in there is an absolute troll. I'm glad he's labelled as a rotator there. Cameron midfield played well. McGinn in there always plays and captains. Douglas Luiz on a lot of free kicks. An interesting one here, we've got Diaby in there, who's been playing quite tight to the central role, really linking up well with Ollie Watkins. And then Buendia has been on absolute fire in pre-season, bagging goals and assists. So that is pretty good. I like the looks of that in terms of what Aston Villa should look like for game week 1. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the lineup so far. Next up we have the Cherries and their predicted lineup. We've got Neto in goal, Smith, Zebemi, Senesi and Kirkes rotating there. And we've got Cook and Billing, a key player in there that we all know in that midfield. Dango, who got a goal and 3 assists last season. Christie and Anthony. And then up top, absolute key man, Dominic Solanke, who bags all the goals for Bournemouth. Really key man. Would you have him in your FPL team this season, or are you looking elsewhere in a higher price bracket? Let us know in the comments below. Next up we have Brentford and Tottenham at home. Not the easiest fixture, but an unknown Tottenham so far. Flecken starts in goal though for Brentford as a key man, but could Strakosha come in his place? Flecken conceding quite a fair few goals in pre-season, but I will say this, Flecken does play out from the back a lot more better than what Strakosha does, and that is a key thing with Thomas Frank's way of play. He likes to play out from the back. And then we've got Hickey and Pinnock in there, Ben Mee and Henry, which we're used to seeing at the back. Jan out in the defensive midfielder role. And then in midfield, Buemo, 6.5 million in the game. Very popular and a high percentage owned this season. Josh Da Silva scored an absolute screamer in pre-season. Jensen, Schade is quite an exciting player there. And then Wissa up front. In the absence of Ivan Toney, could Wissa be that budget enabler? Could be a main threat for Brentford bagging their goals. But we fear it being Buemo, and he'll be on the penalties. So on to Brighton. Luton Town at home. Now that is an appealing fixture for sure. A lot getting in the likes of Estupinan, who is a key man, finished the season well, and going for those clean sheet points basically. Speaking of clean sheet points though, there will be a lot of minutes added on this season. The referees looking to do that, adding on more time for all sorts of time wasting, even time wasting with throw-ins, the lot. They will add it all on. So does that mean, in an FPL perspective, that we could be conceding more goals late on, wiping out those clean sheet points? Something to think about. If you are enjoying this video so far, people, please do smash that subscribe button. It all does help. We're on the road to 800 subscribers, which is fantastic. Right, back into this Brighton side. Steele in goal, who I do like, plays out well from the back. I've actually got him in my current draft at the moment. And then Veltman at right back, the Dutchman in there. Duncan Webster, obviously spoke about his Estupinan. Pascal Gross and Moses Caicedo protecting that back four. And then Solly March. And then Ciso coming in there, obviously, for departing McAllister. Different types of player, though, but still, Ciso, more of an attacking player. A lot of rotation in the front line for Brighton, I think, for De Zerbi this season. Matoma in there, very highly owned, popular pick in FPL. And then Danny Welbeck up front. I like that they've got rotator in orange for Ciso, very unknown, have to agree with that. And Welbeck a rotator, as well as obviously João Pedro and Evan Ferguson trying to get that spot as well. So something to think about. Plenty of decent options in that Brighton side, but it's just about finding the right ones with the X-Mins. So that is Brighton. Now here's one of the promoted teams don't know an awful lot about, but they do have the odd player in there with Premier League experience. They've got Man City at home first. That'll be an interesting trip because obviously Vincent Kompany is their manager. Muric in goal, who I'm told can be temperamental at times. Roberts in defence. Bayer at 4.0 million. A lot of FPL managers going for Bayer, knowing that he will definitely be playing. Key man there, rightly highlighted. Ekdal in there as a rotator. Taylor as a rotator. And then in the midfield, Josh Brownhill has got that Premier League experience previously. Cullen in there beside him. Vitinho, who's a rotator. Goodmanson and Zavore and Rodriguez up front, again with more Premier League experience in there. So that is Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Next up we have Pochettino's Chelsea. Obviously Pochettino has experience after managing Spurs. Tough game week 1 fixture, Liverpool at home. So what are we going to look at? A stalemate in that game? But here we go. We've kept Kepa in goal for them as a key man. James back. We all know about his injury troubles though, so a lot of people steering clear of him. Thiago Silva. I think the lack of European football will definitely help him for recovery time. Colwill, young, exciting player there. A lot of fans think he could be that regular, and also for FPL managers, a budget enabler. Ben Chilwell, fitness back. Yes, he can be injury prone, but I think he might have turned a corner and he's looking really sharp in pre-season. Gets down that left-hand side so well. Very popular pick. Enzo Fernandez, World Cup winner, partnered by Gallagher in there, who's a rotator. Definitely agree with that. And then Sterling in there, Chukwuemeka and Mudryk. Can Mudryk repay that price tag that Chelsea invested in him? And then up front, obviously, normally we'd be looking at Nkunku, who was a very popular pick at 7.5. But at just 7 million, we've got Jackson up there, who's also had a super pre-season. Rotator is the label for him, but I'd expect him to come in there and do the job for Chelsea. So yeah, quite an exciting few picks to take from that Chelsea side. Chilwell and Jackson definitely being some of those guys. And here comes Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. We've got Johnson in there. It's quite a popular goalkeeper option in there. Ward, Gay and Anderson in there are the key men. Absolutely. Ward and Schlupp, the rotators in that back line. Decore, Jefferson Lerma. We've got Hughes, Will Hughes in there. A really interesting player here. Amada in pre-season coming in, doing a job and basically staking a claim for this first 11 lineup. Lots of goals, lots of assists. Same with Eze, as you can see above me on our in-form players list. He is on absolute fire. Third on that list, by the way. And then Edson Edouard up there, up top. He will be bagging goals for Palace, of that I'm sure. But I would say that Edouard probably could rotate with Mateta at times. But I would say he's probably just ahead in the pecking order. So yeah, Crystal Palace. I've got Eze in my team. Quite excited about that. Let us know. Do you have any Palace players in your team? Now we go on to Sean Dyche's side. And you know, it's going to be a defensive kind of team. Sorry, forgive that poor impression. They have got Fulham at home, Pickford in goal, Patterson in the defence, who's a rotator. I think that's correct. I think due to injury, he hasn't quite broken into that side yet. But I'd expect the young man can do that. Tarkowski and Keane in at the back. Obviously, Tarkowski got that relationship with Sean Dyche back in the Burnley days. Ashley Young, who they've brought in, is a very interesting player. I do believe he scored in pre-season as well. And Iwobi in midfield, Onana, Decore, Garner and McNeil. Very kind of defensive type of players in this midfield. So they're going to be looking to keep a lot of possession. Up front though, new signing Danjuma will be a rotator as well. Let's see how Everton do in the first game. Fulham, it's going to be one of them games. I think Fulham will be more on the front foot, but with the defensive nous of Dyche, it's going to be very hard to break them down. On to Marco Silva's Fulham. We've got Everton away first for them. And Drafthound has Leno in goal, which is obvious choice there. Kenny Tete, Diop, Timo Ream, Robinson, the pacey player down at left back. Reed, Paulinho, key player for Fulham there. Paulinho, defensive midfielder, absolute class. Wilson in the midfield. Andreas Pereira, 5.5 million. I've not gone for him. Not many managers have either, but I do think he could start creeping back into sides again, just like he was last season. Villian, who obviously turned a corner since being at Arsenal and now plays amazing football for Fulham. And they've got Raul up there. They've got him as a rotator, though. That's absolutely fair. I'd expect Vinicius to start those games, though. Raul Jimenez, I know he's bought in, but I do think that Vinicius will start those games ahead of him. Jimenez not hit the form that he used to hit. But obviously they will rotate, so that is spot on. Rotators they are. And yeah, quite like that. Here we go. On to Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. They got Chelsea away. Tough fixture, obviously, to begin with. Alisson in goal. He will not change, that's for sure. I don't think Kelleher would ever take his position. Trent Alexander-Arnold, that 8 million price bracket that people are pretty much refusing to want to pay at the moment. But obviously he does go to that midfield role. But I think people more or less saying, let's look at all these other fabulous midfielders that we've got as options. Then Konate and Van Dijk, Robertson at left back. Szoboszlai, new signing. Very exciting times for Liverpool fans there. McAllister, also a new signing from Brighton. We know how good he was last season for Brighton. Got me plenty of FPL points, that's for sure. Curtis Jones in there, stepping up to the mark now. And then up front is really key. It's going to be a lot of rotation in this Liverpool side. You've obviously got Diogo Jota, Gakpo in there, and Salah. Could be just about right, but I like that they've got rotators in there because there is obviously Diaz, Darwin Núñez to try and fight their way into there. So it could be anything in game week 1. But this is probably quite a good selection here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it either. But I would say possibility maybe Darwin Núñez would start because of his pre-season form. But you just never know, do you? Truly never know. But that's what Draft Hound have got so far. So just be aware of the rotation, obviously. Next up, we got newly promoted the Hatters, Luton Town. They got Brighton and Hove Albion away. But if you look at game week 2, it's obviously a postponed fixture game week for them because of their new stadium. So do bear that in mind. But being a newly promoted team, I don't think many people are going to have them in there unless they're going real budget options. I think Bell in the defence will be one of them. Look at the team though. Shea in goal. Lockyer, who absolutely collapsed in that game. Bless him. Hope he's absolutely fine for the new season. Anderson in there as well, a rotator. You can see there's a lot of rotation going on here. Doughty looks like a regular, even though you doubt it because of his name. But no, a regular there. New signing Chong in there, a rotator. Nakamba, who I think they got from Aston Villa. And Panzu, we know about him. He's got a bit of experience. Giles, and then Adebayo up top, and Colton Morris. So that about sums up Luton Town then. Are they going to be the whipping boys this season? Or will they be fine? Will they stay up? Let us know in the comments below. So here we go. Premier League champions Manchester City. They have got Burnley first. A nice fixture for them to begin with. We've got the Troll, Ederson in goal. Will that defence be more tight though? Obviously Man City have signed Garvidal, who is a great Croatian defender. But I don't expect him to come in straight away. Akanji in there they've got as a rotator, makes sense. Ake as a rotator. Ruben Diaz is probably more nailed, I'd agree with that. They've got him as a regular. Stones is a regular, coming in and playing that sort of new midfield role that he's got. A very popular option. He is in my team. Rodrigo does like to get forward the odd time and get a goal. He's a regular. Alvarez in there's a rotator. Going to be very interesting to see if Alvarez can get more starts in there, and sitting behind them front three, I'd agree with that. He's got some screaming long shots on him. I think that role could suit him very well. Bernardo Silva to partner him there as a rotator. Obviously Man City have a lot of outgoings. Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, so there's room there now for Phil Foden to come in on the right. A lot of people are on him thinking that it's his time to shine now. Haaland, we all know about him. Captain material at its finest. And then Jack Grealish there on the left side of midfield. I really do like that. I do actually have Grealish in my draft currently. On to the other half of Manchester is Manchester United. Wolves at home first. Wolves very vulnerable at the moment. I think Manchester United can get at them. So they've got Onana in there who they've signed from Inter Milan. Good goalkeeper. Plays out from the back well, so you could get bonus points building up there from that. Wan-Bissaka, yeah, they've got him as a rotator there. I agree with that. You've got Dalot who could come in there. Shaw in again at left back, which he does get forward well. Martinez and Varane at centre-back. Then they've got Casemiro, who even as a defensive midfielder likes to pop up with the odd goal. Mason Mount, they obviously got him from Chelsea. They expect him to rotate. Can he really stake a claim into the starting 11? Anthony in there, who's a popular choice by Ten Hag. Bruno Fernandes, who is the new Manchester United captain. Jadon Sancho, who's played a lot in pre-season. And, of course, 9.0 million Marcus Rashford up front. Obviously, Man United has signed a new Danish striker, so there could be a bit of rotation there. But you've got to expect Rashford should be the main man still. So that is Manchester United. Sheffield United next. They've got Crystal Palace at home in game week 1. They've got Foderingham in goal as the regular keeper. They've got Amahodzic. A rotator surprises me. I would have thought of him as more nailed. Egan in there as a key man. Robinson in there. And then Baldock, who is quite a popular pick as well, because we know that he played a couple of seasons ago in the Premier League and gets forward well. Slimane, Norwood, Berg, both Premier League experience there in Norwood and Berg, so know what they're doing. Lowe in there. Osula up top, and Oliver McBurney, who also has that Premiership experience. I don't expect a lot of people to be investing in these players, but obviously I think Baldock would be the main one as a budget enabling defender. On to the dark side of North London. It is Spurs. Brentford away first. Not an easy game for them at all. They've gone with Vicario as a rotator in there. I think because Lloris is injured at the moment. And then Pedro Porro. Good attacking stats in there. But when you're looking for clean sheets, different story. Romero in there. Dyer. I think Romero really is a yellow card magnet. Udogie, exciting new young player. Budget enabler, possible that he could start in the 11. Basuma in that midfield, and Skip. Obviously, new manager there, Postecoglou. So the attack could be quite exciting. They signed James Maddison from Leicester. Can he be that creative gem? Will he be on a lot of free kicks like he was at Leicester? Kulusevski, we know about him, how well he attacks. Son, amazing. And the big question mark, key man. Absolutely right, Harry Kane, record goal scorer. But will he be going to Germany? Will he be going to Bayern Munich? That is the main question. But we know that if he does stay, he's definitely the key man for sure. On to the Hammers, West Ham. We've got Fabianski in goal there. Obviously, he could possibly be rotating with Areola in there, who is just 4.0 million. A lot of people looking at him as a budget goalkeeper. So one to keep an eye on for sure. Kufau in there. We got Zuma, Aged and Emerson. Susek in midfield, Downs and Fornals as a regular, Benrahma as a regular, Paqueta as a regular, who impressed last season. I think he was adapting to the Premier League. I expect him to come to the forefront more. Bowen in there, he's had red hot pre-season form. You can see he's on the hot picks list as well. Danny Ings in there, a rotationary option up top for West Ham. And that about sums up West Ham United without Rice this season. How will they do? And so we finish with Wolves. Man United away first. Going to be a tough game. News just in though. Pablo Sarabia has just got a nice assist for Wolves and Cunha a goal. So that's interesting. But yeah, Jose Sarr will start in goal for them. Semedo, a key man who's played very well, gets down that side very well with his pace. Dawson in the defence, Kilman partnering him. Bueno at the back. Lamina in there, João Gomez and Nunes in there as a rotator. And then up front we spoke about Sarabia, a rotator but decent player, great pedigree. Pedro Neto, the one that likes to troll through injury, but hopefully he can stay injury free this season. If he does, definitely a real attacking option there. And then Cunha right up top. So that is the end of the video. All of the predicted lineups ready for game week 1. I hope you are ready for game week 1. Make sure you get those more nailed players, key men in your team ready for game week 1. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank you for watching. Take care.